for 3 days. Then, when the jar is opened, the fleas will not jump out. In fact, the fleas will never jump higher than the level set by the lid. Their behavior is now set for the rest of their lives. And when these fleas reproduce, their offspring will automatically follow their example. This is how generational trauma truly works. Listen to the whole.
All right, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to
The flea.
Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Healthy Shalom to the hopeful elect, preaching his word in truth, sincerity to you ribs, and to you sisters out there learning silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom. Right, I seen this video a real long time ago. I say at least 10 years ago. And, it always stuck with me. Right, how the minds of our people and the traumas for, thousands, I would say the curses, not the traumas, but, the curses are traumatic, has been put on our people for countless generations, man. We are reborn, right? With that same feeling. This is why our people act the way they act now, right? Because as we experience many different captivities and many different traumas throughout those captivities, we come back and we our memories are wiped away clean, right? Matter of fact, let me get a couple scriptures. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, right? So the things that were in the past, the people will be again, come back, right? And that which is done is that which shall be done, right? So things happen over and over again. And there is no new thing under the sun, right? There's no new spirits, no new creatures, nothing like that. At least not yet. It says here, verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, there is new? It has been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, right? You're not going to remember those former past lives. Neither shall there be any remembrance of the things that are to come with those that shall come after, right? So you're not going to have memory of these things, but you're going to feel it, right? You're going to know, you're going to feel something, right? This is why that, the people who are in the truth now, right, are returning back into their lot, right? Which is, believing in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, right? It was foreordained for that, right? Now, the people who come after and after and after, their physical bodies are weaker, right? They age, they die sooner, they die younger, right? Because, back in the day, the oldest man was over 900 years old, right? Now people are dying at, 65, which would have been considered a baby back in the days, right? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 5, and let me start at verse 54. It says, consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you, and so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creature which now begin to be old and have passed over the strength of youth, right? So each generation after us will be weaker than us, right? As you see, the medical field, not doing things, let's just say physicians of no value, right? We not living as long as we should, right? Or was the Lord has shortened our days for our wickedness, right? But the point is that, we still feel these, traumas, right? This is why, speaking as a man, I feel like Judah's afraid of swimming because of the ships, man. Like, there's a stereotype of Judah not being able to swim, and that's because, you know, they have that past trauma with boats. I mean, it's not rocket science. And that's why that one video stood out to me. Our people are screwed up nowadays because of the things that we've been through, right? In this life and past. This is Isaiah chapter 50, verse 1. It says, "Thus said the Lord, where is the bill of your mother's divorce, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors it is to whom I have sold you? Right? Behold, for your iniquities have ye sold yourselves, for and for your transgression is your mother put away." Right? So our generations have suffered many, many, many different types of captivities, right, for the things that we have done, and we feel those till this day, right? And the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and 14 says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?" Right? Obviously, because we went off. Right? That's why we are in the conditions that we're in. This is why we are mentally destroyed, because we had, disappointed the Father, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So he had put us into captivity, put a nation that we did not know, that we did not speak the same language, to come and perpetually destroy us. Right? And in Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22, it says, "But this is a people robbed and spoiled," right? Ruined, right? We have lost our heritage, our language, our ways, right? We're ruined. When something spoiled, is ruined. Like spoiled milk, you know, has a stench to it. It says they are all of them snared in holes, right? Traps, things that they can't get out of, whether it be financial, health, social constructs, and even prisons themselves, in a system that failed them, right? It says, "And they are hid in prison houses," right? The most captive in the whole entire earth is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It says they are for prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none say restoreth, right? Nobody's trying to say, let's help these people. No, not one nation. All the billions and billions of dollars that was sent overseas, right, to help other nations, allegedly, right, could not have been spent here, because they will not try to help us. For example, Flint, Michigan has lead in the pipe still. With all the money spent and sent to other countries, a fraction of that could have helped, right? But this is where we are now. What do we do while we're in this captivity? What do we do? How do we get free from this? How do we escape, right? Some type of escape, because we can't really escape the curses, right? But there's got to be some type of, ailment, some type of physician that could help us, and so-called medicine. What could it be? What could it be in this wicked ass kingdom that could help us, get some type of comfort, in a sense? This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. And it reads, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind," right? Because he can't get into your mind, right? At the end of the day, the Lord has domain in your hearts, which is your mind, right? As long as you have a clear and sound and sober mind, right, the Lord will enter into you and give you peace, right? It says that ye may prove that is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? With a sound mind, with sound instruction, you could discern what's good and bad, and you could just put the things, you know, the things away that might hinder your spiritual growth, right? This is a way of freedom from the system, to be unplugged, right? Unplugged from the matrix. So this is what we and this is Galatians 5:1. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Hamashiach Yahushai has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage, right? The Lord has made us free from, this is talking about the law of, being under the law and not grace, right? But at the end of the day, Yahushua gave us freedom also from our minds, so that, we don't have to worry about, you know, daily issues of, losing our jobs over, not taking a jab, or, things of that nature, right? So at the end of the day, Yahushua is our freedom, in a sense where we have peace of mind and comfort in Him that He's going to get us through it all, right? I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rukai HaKodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. So I want to offer like peace in His word and truth, sincerity to you, Ribs, to your sisters out there learning silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom.